Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Apopka High School welcomes you to Joe Sterling Gymnasium for game number 12 of the 10th annual Metro versus Florida Challenge, the event that puts the reputation of the Orlando Metro Conference and its 20 public high schools against some of the best talent in the greater Central Florida area. And today we welcome our guests wearing the black jerseys, visitors on the scoreboard from Apopka High School. They are the Bloodhounds. And wearing the white jerseys, home on the scoreboard, representing the Orlando Metro Conference, from West Orange High School, we welcome the Warriors. Let's meet the teams. We'll begin with our guests from Auburndale, and we'll start at small forward with 6'1" senior, number 1, Tobias Holton. At small forward, 6'3" senior, number 5, Cameron Laguerre. At shooting guard, 5'10" senior, number 10, Christian Robinson. At point guard, 5'10" senior, number 12, Dorian Allen. And finally, for the Bloodhounds, at small forward, 6'5" junior, number 13, Zaylen Perry. And now let's meet the starting lineup for the West Orange Warriors. Starting at guard, 6'1" senior, number 1, Landon O'Brien. At point guard, 5'10" senior, number 5, Garrison Smith. At point guard, 5'11" freshman, number 10, Jalen DeBose. At guard, 6'2" junior, number 11, Jack Main. And finally for the Warriors at forward, 6'4" junior, number 15, Mike McCalister. The head coach of the Bloodhounds in his 18th year at Auburndale, Mr. Eric Robinson. And the head coach of the Warriors in his 14th year at West Orange, Eric Jones. The officials for today's game are from the Central Florida Officials Association here in Orlando. We also want to remind our friends here in the arena that if you have friends and family back in Auburndale, back in Winter Garden, or anywhere in the world, they can tune in to our website, metrovsfl.com, to find the live webcasts and scores and stats. They can also search for Metro versus Florida Challenge on the YouTube app using their favorite mobile device, computer, or smart TV. And good afternoon. Welcome to Joe Sterling Gymnasium. Mark Barchi, Media Director for the Metro versus Florida Challenge, joined by Neil Fisher of the Apopka Chief, ready to take you through game number 12.
Yeah, once again, Mark, this is the Metro versus Florida Challenge. We've seen some great basketball. If you are a high school basketball fan, this certainly is your forte. Tune in, sit back, grab a couple of enjoy your time, because this is pretty much the equivalent as far as the NCAA Championship Tournament in terms of wall-to-wall coverage. There is no shortage, about 12 hours of basketball for 3 straight days. And as you mentioned, Mark, we have West Orange taking on Auburndale. West Orange represents the Metro Conference. Auburndale represents the Florida contingency.
Push is called against Warriors number 1, Landon O'Brien. His first of the team's first.
Of course, Auburndale is actually in Auburndale. Auburndale High School is in Auburndale, which is on the western side of Polk County.
Allen can't get it to go. The rebound tips to DeBose. Warriors can't make it happen in transition. And it's going to go out of bounds off the Warriors. So, Neil, we are about halfway through day number 2 here at Joe Sterling Gymnasium as Garrison Smith puts a little too much mustard on that one on the pass, and it sails out of bounds.
Yeah, this is the halfway game of what is 7.
And we're ready to round the bend here on day 2, and then we've got 8 more games of basketball action coming your way tomorrow. We'll go dawn to dusk pretty much, actually quite a bit past dusk to be completely honest, to make a total of 23 games, the largest event we have ever had. And here we're going to get Christian Robinson, 4-3 on the pass from Cameron Laguerre.
That's a trademark of Auburndale basketball.
Who got the putback?
So, real quick here,
13.
Auburndale High School, Class 5A, District 7, 22-8 last season. 3-1 in the region. They were a regional runner-up, which means they made it to the round of 8. As you mentioned, Eric Robinson, the coach, is in his 18th year, and Auburndale is a program that's expected to not only qualify for the FHSAA playoffs, but make deep runs into the playoffs.
Putback by Mike McCalister puts the Warriors on the board.
So this year they got they're led by Cameron Laguerre. He's Polk Prep's All-County Honorable Mention, along with Dorian Allen, Polk Prep's All-County Honorable Mention as well. Both of them are seniors. They're joined with Christian Robinson and Tobias Holton as the other seniors.
Jalen DeBose is fouled on the attempt. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. The foul is called against Bloodhounds number 10, Christian Robinson, his first, and the team's first.
And of course, in order to continuously be able to have teams that can make those long runs into the FHSAA postseason tournament, you have to have the line of succession. And that continued this year. They brought up several players from the JV. And basically the bottom line is same old for Auburndale. They're ranked 6th as a team in the Polk Hoops preseason top 15. Now, West Orange is coming off of a couple of down years for them. They're expected every year to, at the very least, contend for the district championship, which, of course, an automatic berth into the FHSAA postseason tournament goes with that. And they were only 6-20 last year, 2-5 in their district. They are now in Class 7A District 3, lost in the semifinal contest to Evans. And they only have one returner, that is Mike McCalister. He's actually a junior, so there's only only 3 seniors on the team, and none were starters last year. But as always, they are talented, a very wide range of skill set, which can be employed very efficiently and frequently by Eric Jones.
Block is called against Blake Stillwell, his first.
And of course, also look to hear the name Jalen DeBose and Brady Scott this afternoon as much.
Swatted out of bounds. Bloodhounds will get the ball at the opposing baseline. Tobias Holton is fouled on the putback attempt. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. The foul is called against number 15. Mike McCalister, his first, team's third. Fast break basket by Blake Stillwell.
And that's West Orange. Really, both these teams' style. They like to move that ball up and down the court. I would say the big difference, though, we saw Seminole yesterday. They put up 93 points, second most ever for an individual team. Very much like both these teams in the fact that they push the ball up and down the court. They shoot the ball at every opportunity. But what I would say the biggest difference is both these teams, and more so Auburndale, they like to move inside and shoot the ball to open up the outside game, whereas Seminole did the opposite, shooting from the outside to open up the inside game. As you can see here so far, Auburndale is very, very active on the inside. They have yet to take an outside shot, or at least not more than a couple.
Campbell Garris fouled on the attempt. He'll go to the line and shoot two. Who is it on? Foul called against number 11, Jack Main on the block. His first, the team's fourth.
So Auburndale is a team that shoots the ball a lot every opportunity. They're not deliberate. They're not methodical. They put the ball up and they take their chances. The idea being to shoot more take more attempts than the opponent. However, with that, and specifically, they're looking to shoot from inside that paint, get as close to the basket as they can. You said extremely active inside that paint, and they like to do a lot of slashing and cutting, as we're seeing here. So a couple of turnovers there. West Orange taking a page out of the Auburndale book.
Out of bounds. Warriors ball. Checking into the game for the Bloodhounds. Number 2, Milton Smith. 30-second timeout is requested by the Warriors. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back to Joe Sterling Gymnasium. Ready to get onward with game number 12 here. Warriors, after an anemic start, have gotten back into this one. It's now just a one-possession ball game.
Yeah, fell behind there. I think took a couple of minutes to adjust to Auburndale's style. Again, it's not just the fact that they attack and they push that ball and they want to create turnovers. They're looking to drive and slash and hash through that paint. Create the angle. So
checking into the game for Auburndale, number 15, Jared Johnson.
So here early in the game, we're just past the halfway point of the first quarter, but the style, defensive style, both teams has really translated to poor field goal percentage. Only 2 of 12 for Auburndale, 2 of 8, 25% for West Orange. So neither team shooting over 30%. A lot of rebounds, though. When you miss a lot of shots, you're going to have a lot of rebounds. Auburndale with a 10-8 advantage. Their forte, though, and why they've been able to take the lead is because 4 of those 10 rebounds are on the offensive end compared to 1 for West Orange. And you're going to see a lot of turnovers with this style, especially when both teams, at least in general, define themselves as pushing the ball up and down the court up tempo. 2 for Auburndale, 3 for West Orange.
Jumper will go. McCalister on the rebound. Will go to the other end. Jalen DeBose with a 3. And we'll pause for an official timeout. So we'll pause here as the Bloodhounds have a player down. Jared Johnson is shaken up on the play. He makes his way off with the assistance of the coaching staff and training team. In for him will be number 21, Keandre Hills.
And now West Orange going full court man-to-man defense. So as a reflection of today's game, we've only seen about 8 minutes of defense other than man-to-man.
Cam Laguerre spins into the paint for two.
And again, there was an example. Auburndale likes to slash and dash through that lane.
Jalen DeBose for three on the pass from Stillwell.
Oh, great well, not over yet.
Jack Main gets the basket on the putback and a chance to make it a three-point play. The foul is called against Bloodhounds number 5. That's Cameron Laguerre. That's his first personal foul, the team's second.
So Jack Main has come to play here, Mark. The junior getting his first opportunity at the varsity level. Again, making some things happen on his own there.
Yeah, 14. Block is called against number 10, Jalen DeBose, his first.
And I really,
team's fifth.
And I really think that three-point play there by Maine, obviously West Orange extended its lead on it, and it does have tangible impact towards the score. But I think really more than anything else, it was just a great momentum builder and really got West Orange focused not only on what they were doing, but their intensity. Certainly felt like the intensity of this gym has certainly changed since that three-point play.
Foul's called against number 10. Jalen DeBose is second, the team's sixth. So that means that the Bloodhounds will enjoy bonus for the rest of the half.
Yeah, 6 fouls.
Milton Smith floats in a jumper from the key.
And as Dickie V would say, the baby hook. Nice soft touch there while floating through the lane in the air.
McCalister gets caught off balance. Keandre Hills on the rebound.
So again, see a lot of those type of plays, lead passes, with the player being led towards the basket along the baseline. 35 seconds in the first quarter. Certainly has not been a slow game, Mark.
Checking into the game for Auburndale, number 1, Tobias Holton. Mike McCalister fouled on the attempt. He'll go to the line and shoot two. The foul is called against Bloodhounds number 34. David Dreyer, that's his first, the team's third.
So this will be the third and fourth free throws taken by West Orange. Total of 8. Certainly much different than the last couple of games. We did not see a lot of free throws in that first half of the last couple of games.
One for two at the line.
So Jared Johnson now has 1 point. Excuse me.
Nice block there. That's knocked out of bounds. by number 3. That was Polynice on the blocking action there. Hold is called against number 5, Garrison Smith. His first, the team's 7th, and that will send David Dreyer to shoot 1-and-1 bonus.
What's his name? He's not. Why is he not on here?
Polynice tries to go coast to coast. Mike McCalister fouled on the putback attempt. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. The foul is called against number 5, Cam Laguerre. That's his second, the team's 4th.
So McCalister with 3 points. Mains at 3 points. Strong rebound there by Dreyer. Got into the lane quickly.
Cam Laguerre, coast to coast.
Oh, golden opportunity left on the table. Tried to get too fancy there and time ran out.
No basket. Ruling on the court as it was after the buzzer, and so that takes us to the end of the first period. And it's a 1-point ball game. The Bloodhounds lead the Warriors 16-15 at the end of 8 minutes.
Yeah, just stopped instead of trying to go for the spectacular.
We'll be right back.
Maybe she should have just done like a quick floater.
Welcome back to Joe Sterling Gymnasium. Mark Barchi here with Neil Fisher, ready to take you through the second period of game 12. We got a good one going on here. 1-point ball game, Bloodhounds on top. And a trip and fall. McCalister avoids the travel, but he'll pay for it anyway as Dorian Allen steals a layup for the Bloodhounds.
Yeah, in first quarter, stats, Mark, really reflect the closeness, but also just how tough both these defenses make it on offenses to score. Auburn is actually, West Orange has the better percentage.
Blake Stillwell drives the paint for 2.
33% from West Orange, 5 of 15 from the field. Auburndale at 22, only 4 of 15. Rebounds are in Auburndale's favor slightly, 15-12. Free throws, bit of a surprise.
Mike McCalister from Jonas Polynice.
West Orange actually giving up 2 points, 3 of 7, and Auburndale 5 of 6 from the free throw line. So a 2-point differential there, which is basically offset the 8 percentage points in field goal. And turnovers, quite impressive, at least for me, considering the style, only 3 for each team.
Foul is called against number 14, Blake Stillwell, his second, the team's 8th, and that's going to send Milton Smith to shoot 1-on-1 bonus.
So Milton Smith now up to 3 points. And make that 4 for him. He's now 2 of 2 from the free throw line. First 2 attempts, 1 of 1 from the field. Again, both teams play man-to-man defense. Outthinking the room there, trying to do the spectacular. Really no need to try to make that pass. Especially if you're that far outside the paint, there's really no need to try to make that sideways, semi-behind the back pass. And now great hands there by Smith. Got the hand in and moved it upwards. So I mentioned here at the beginning of this quarter, both teams had only turned the ball over 3 times. West Orange has done it twice now and given up points both times.
Dorian Allen for 3 on the pass from Wayne Hewitt. No baskets. Timeout, Warriors. Well, if only the referee had ignored him for another 2 seconds, he would have had a 3-pointer. Full timeout requested by West Orange. Into the open and waiting arms of Zaylen Perry. Will spin. Oh, he loses the ball. Blake Stillwell gets his own putback for 2.
So we've seen a lot of turnovers being converted into points.
And you're going to get another one here. Jalen DeBose on the Warrior layup. We got a tie ball game.
Yeah, and so far, neither team has really been able to establish any type of run here. I don't think either team has gone more than 2 possessions in which they've been able to transition into points.
Blake Stillwell fouled on the attempt. He'll go to the line and shoot 2 for the Warriors. Foul is called against number 13. Zaylen Perry, that's his first personal foul, the team's 5th.
Mark, that was his first?
Yeah.
Okay.
So Stillwell now with 8 points. It's his first 2 attempts from the free throw line. And Mark, this has been exactly, I believe, what Coach Williams imagined when he first conceived of the idea. It's been a great back and forth game, 2 similar styles.
Dorian Allen is fouled. That's on the floor, but he'll still go to the line to shoot 1-on-1 bonus. Foul is called against number 22, Jaden Gibson. His first personal foul. Team's 9th. That's a violation. It has to touch the rim. Warriors ball.
So, Mark, as we go to the midway point of the second quarter here, I really think of this as a middleweight fight here. Just a lot of good movement, active. For those of you who remember the glory days of boxing, the golden age, definitely Sugar Ray Leonard versus Marvelous Marvin Hagler.
Mike McCalister gets the basket, a chance to make a 3-point play. The foul is called against Christian Robinson, his second, team 6th.
So, and I compare this. And again, as we get a slash here.
Dorian Allen pushes through for a layup.
I compare this to one of those great middleweight fights of back in the 80s or 90s because there's just so much action. It's the old saying, float like a butterfly, sting like a bee.
Foul is called against number 5, Cam Laguerre. That's his 3rd personal foul.
So both teams moving quickly, getting inside the opponent's rib cage, so to speak, throwing a couple of punches, doing their damages, and getting out. Very similar style. So DeBose with 11 points now. Three of 4 from the free throw line to go along with 3 of 4 from the field. And again, the slash and drive of Auburndale.
Dorian Allen into the key for 2.
Both these teams moving the ball up the court. Quick movement, ball movement, inside, outside, back inside.
Good look there. Polynice takes it on the rump there. Foul called against number 13, Zaylen Perry. His 2nd, the team's 8th. At the line shooting 2, Jonas Polynice.
So Polynice with his first points of the ball game. And now we're seeing some trapping action going on here by West Orange, picking the offense up at half court. Doesn't phase Auburndale though. So Auburndale goes to the tray, the outside shooting.
Dorian Allen for 3. Yeah, he's been on the inside with all that power. Now he acts like a guard. Unable to score in transition. Bobbled rebound. Checking into the game for Auburndale, number 2, Milton Smith. And for West Orange, number 14, Blake Stillwell.
overextended himself there, got off balance. Easy
Smith
deuce.
steals 2.
Easy turnover and deuce there for Auburndale.
Well, that was one of those blink and you miss it moments.
So again, Auburndale, great slash drive to the basket team, take advantage of those angles, spin, throw that shoulder down, leaning towards the basket.
Foul called against number 3, Jonas Polynice. That's his first, the team's 10th. Dorian Allen will shoot 2.
And they use that action to open up the outside game, as we just saw on that tray a couple possessions ago. Allen with 2 points now, 1 of 3 from the floor. That was his first free throw attempt. So also, very impressive the turnovers, just 6 for each team. You usually expect more when there's such active players. Again, not just active in moving the ball, but active in attacking the basket. While Auburndale likes that slash and dash, West Orange is more of a power team inside. He's relying more on technique. Here you see the long pass.
David Dreyer draws the foul. He'll go to the line and shoot 2 for the Bloodhounds. Warriors foul is called against number 15, Mike McCalister. That's his second personal foul of the team. We'll see Dreyer at the line.
So on that particular play, the Bloodhounds was certainly an appropriate nickname. The Bloodhounds smelled a basket there and went straight to it, attacked immediately. So again, this is the Metro versus Florida Challenge, Mark. Metro Conference is made up of all the public high schools in the state in Orange County. And each game has at least one team from the Metro Conference. The other team is the Florida contingency. 23 games, and 3 days later, we add up who gets the most victories. And now full court defense here. A trap. West Orange, excellent job of breaking it, but a poor job of finishing.
Yeah, that was too cute by half.
Yeah, outthought the room there. A bounce pass would have sufficed just as efficient as that over-the-top pass.
I mean, don't get me wrong, it would have been spectacular if it had worked.
So now West Orange continues with the trap. Again, it's very hard to trap both these teams. They move the ball just so quickly. There's an example.
Holton to Nags for 3.
And again, Mark, we are on pace to get 80 points here at halftime combined. Certainly, if you like ball movement and quick action, this has been your game.
Robinson for 3, the pass from Holton.
And as quick as the action has been, I think the last minute or so, the action's been turned up even more so. Got 71 points on the board here with a minute left, make that 73.
McCalister from Polynice.
And now we're seeing not just these two up-tempo styles, but we're seeing how many different ways a player can shoot the ball. Seeing just about every angle and every location from the court. Double team down low there continues.
Foul called against number 2. Milton Smith, that's his first personal foul of the team's 9th, and it will send the Warriors to the free throw line. Jonas Polynice will shoot 1 and 1.
So Polynice with two points. He was 2 for 2 the first and only time he's gone to the line. We have 6 players who have gotten into the scoring column for West Orange. 7 for Auburndale. So with 40 seconds left, we now have 75 points on the board. Could get 76 here with this free throw. And nice, silky smooth release there from Polynice. And again, both teams have gone to full court defense in the second quarter. Certainly more active on defense in the second quarter than the first to combat what's already extremely active offenses.
Hold is called against number 2. Brady Scott is first at the line shooting 2, Dorian Allen.
Allen, of course, the Polk Preps All-County Honorable Mention with a deuce. Only 1 of 3 from the line. These are his first free throws. 30 seconds left here, and unlike most of the games, I don't think we're going to see West Orange hold for the last field goal attempt. Yeah, again, inside, outside. And there you go, the long pass. Again, attack that basket ASAP. Attack it again in a third time.
Putback made by Dorian Allen.
One last opportunity for West Orange. Nice pass. Great execution to end the half.
Brady Scott to Jaden Gibson for the basket. And that takes us to halftime. It's a 4-point game, and we are on track to see 160 points scored in this ball game. 42-38 is the score at intermission here in Game 12 of the 10th Annual Metro versus Florida Challenge.
Is it 8 minutes at half? Or 10?
Depends on whether we're ahead or not.
Okay.
If we're ahead, it's 10. If we're behind, it's 8. Let's see, we're at 3:30 or 4:50. Yeah, do 8.
Do 8. Starting now.
It's better safe than sorry. Yeah, this could be a long second half the way we're going. True.
For such quick action, time's taking a while.
Hold on, I gotta fix it first.
So good. Limiting my mistakes.
There you go.
Switch groups. That is so much
Okay, now we're square.
Yes, sir.
Welcome back. You chose to play gymnastics for the second half of game 12.
That's what we got, Coach. I know. We got two.
So as we get the second half underway, whoa, like Darryl Waltrip, if you don't know who he is, NASCAR Hall of Famer, and then a play-by-play man for the last 15 or so, he likes to say, strap up your seatbelts because we're going to get some action here in this second half. Start with a turnover right away. And again, Mark, this is like two Hall of Fame middleweights going, I think in particular to the Sugar Ray Leonard versus Marvelous Marvin Hagler. Get inside, do your damage, and get out.
3-point basket by Garrison Smith to open up the second half.
80 points in the first half. Quick look at the stats, though. Pretty even, as you would expect. 45% from the field for Auburndale, 14 of 31.
Jalen DeBose.
West Orange, 46.
That takes the lead for West Orange, by the way.
13 of 28, so almost identical there. And, of course, that number has now gone up for West Orange, going 2 of 2 here. Auburndale is yet to attempt a field goal. 20 rebounds for Auburndale, 18 for West Orange. Both teams even at the free throw line as well. 9 of 15 for Auburndale, 10 of 16. So both teams could look at that free throw percentage and say we've left points on the table, but when it comes down to it, neither team was able to get an advantage. 9 turnovers for West Orange, 7 for Auburndale. So again, slight advantage for Auburndale, which makes up for the disadvantage at the free throw line. Again, only 16 turnovers combined is quite impressive considering this high-pace ammunition style for both these teams. 2 passes there. There's exactly what I mean.
Jalen DeBose picks up 2 in transition for the Warriors.
And the Warriors have come out on a 7-0 run here. The difference is really they've been able to get 3 field goal attempts and have yet to miss them, make that 4 of 4.
Jalen DeBose gets 2 more off of a turnover and will pause for a Bloodhound timeout. 30-second timeout called by Auburndale.
9-0 run by West Orange.
We'll be right back.
So we'll try this again here. Next game coming up, by the way, Olympia representing the Metro Conference will take on Bartow High School, another perennial state championship contender. And Auburndale, for as good as they looked in that first half, they shot 45%. They really got a great diversity of shots here. They have come out stone cold here in the second half, have yet to convert and turned the ball over 3 times. That's the first turnover for West Orange.
Offensive foul is called against Jalen DeBose, his third, the team's first. He turns the ball over to the Bloodhounds. Checking into the game for the Warriors, Landon O'Brien.
Of course, I mentioned, Mark, at halftime, only 16 turnovers combined. I thought that was a rather impressive number given the styles. So up and down, don't give your opponent a chance to breathe. And we have 4 already here in this first 3 minutes of the third quarter.
Push is called against number 1, Tobias Holton. His first personal foul, the team's first this half, at the line shooting, Landon O'Brien.
So O'Brien has yet to score any points. As a matter of fact, he hasn't taken any field goal attempts.
Well, he picks up his first right there.
So again, West Orange was trailing by 2 points at half. They now have a 6-point lead.
Second chance basket by Jack Main.
Turnover there. That's fundamental basketball, how you lose as opposed to how to win. 4 turnovers by Auburndale here in this quarter after only committing 7.
Dorian Allen punches through for 2. And West Orange tried to outthink the room there as they tried to get another transition play going and ended up getting a turnover instead. And here we're going to get a foul on the other side.
Yeah, attack there.
Foul called against number 5. Garrison Smith is second, the team's second. Cameron Laguerre will shoot 2.
No hesitation there on Laguerre's part. Saw the open baseline and lowered that shoulder and came up for the dunk. So Laguerre, of course, is a Polk Preps All-County honorable mention. He's a senior, shooting forward, 6'3". He has 5 points, 2 of 7 from the floor. Couple of points left on the table there, though. And now West Orange with an opportunity to take advantage of those points left on the table. Can't do it, though.
A good block there by Perry. And Wayne Hewitt in transition for the Bloodhounds.
And to Auburndale's credit, they weathered the 9-0 run, which West Orange opened the second half with. So again, we have 2 middleweight boxers here. A lot of moving, a lot of inside, do your damage, and get out. Sting like a butterfly.
Stillwell to McCalister.
Sting like a bee, move like a butterfly type action here. With that said, though, there are some differences when getting to the specific level. As you see here, a lot of slash and dash, get those angles, lower the shoulder style by Auburndale, which means there's a lot of give and go, a lot of juke and jive once they get into that lane. Of course, a lot of it has been incurred or established by Dorian Allen. What you just saw there was a typical Dorian Allen dribble drive. And Mark, we're about to break the 100-point mark combined here with 3 minutes left in this third quarter. Strong rebounding there. Got the body and shoulder in the right position.
But then he's called for traveling. Warriors ball. Checking into the game for Auburndale, number 34, David Dreyer.
Well, it was some strong rebounding. Unfortunately, too strong in the fact that
yeah, that's one of those
he wound up off balance.
That's one of those statistics you really don't. You feel bad about putting that in the stat book because it really was a good hustle play. Nevertheless, when we tally up the stats at the end of the day, it's going to go down as a turnover.
Yeah, nonetheless, the rule is you can't take more than a step and a half, and he did, even if his momentum was the culprit.
Illegal screen is called against David Dreyer. That turns the ball over to the Bloodhounds, or to the Warriors.
So the full court man-to-man defense remains in effect. To be honest, neither team has really been affected by, except for maybe 2 or 3 times. Some great ball passing and movement here. Again, continues.
Mike McCalister down the baseline for a Warrior layup.
Some great across the court passing. Very efficient, only needed 2 passes to get to the open shooter.
Wayne Hewitt on the assist from Cam Laguerre for 3, and we'll pause for a timeout. Full timeout is requested by the Bloodhounds. And we will take this opportunity to thank some of our partners who helped to make the Metro versus Florida Challenge possible, including our friends and our title sponsors at St. Germain Chiropractic Clinics, offering the best non-invasive healthcare services in the Central Florida, Orlando area. They accept most insurance, and they can help you with back and neck pain, headaches, auto accidents, slip and fall, musculoskeletal conditions, and much more. Visit them online and check out their offices. St. Germain Chiropractic Clinics. When in pain, call St. Germain. We also thank our friends at Burn Fat Orlando, who challenge you to step on the scale with their money-back guarantee. If you don't lose weight within the first 10 days, they'll refund your money. Call them at 855-889-THIN. That's 855-889-THIN. And we'd like to thank our friends at Baptiste Orthodontics, proud sponsors of the Metro versus Florida Challenge, as well as strong supporters of Orange County Public Schools and Apopka High School. You can stop by for a free consultation on braces, clear aligners, Invisalign for children and adults, and much more. They have 3 convenient locations in the Orlando area to serve you, including their newest right here in the heart of downtown Apopka, across the street from Kitland Nelson Park. Visit BaptisteOrthodontics.com today.
So 104 points here combined in with still about 10 minutes left in the ball game, Mark.
Yeah, and this one is likely to come down to a photo finish.
Yeah, and to be honest, the scoring pace has actually slowed down somewhat here in the second half. Fouls are not going to be a problem.
Yeah, this is a little different than what we saw in the first half when we were shooting double bonus there.
Yeah, we got into double bonus at the beginning of the second quarter, so. So again, this is the Metro versus Florida Challenge. The Metro Conference is made up of all the public high schools in Orange County.
Push is called against number 4, Wayne Hewitt, his first.
In each of the 23 games, a team representing the Metro Conference plays. They take on a team representing the Florida contingency or a team that's not in the Metro Conference, and at the end of those games, we tally up who gets the most victories. Could have called a kickball there on that great play.
Second chance basket made by Cam Laguerre.
And again, that's where the attack comes in. Had that second wave come in and pick up the rebound. And just as quickly, West Orange gets the ball back up court and unleashes a tray. So I have to tell you, Mark, I would probably say this is the most entertaining of all the games so far.
Push called against Milton Smith, his second, the team's 4th.
This is a very entertaining game because, again, not only do both these teams love the up and down, push the tempo, but they have a specific style within that umbrella, and they execute it very, very well. They'd like to take advantage. They do an excellent job of taking advantage of the other teams leaving points on the table.
Wayne Hewitt scores 2 for the Bloodhounds.
So again, this is not just a fast-paced, don't blink your eyes or you'll miss something kind of game that makes it entertaining.
Mike McCalister is fouled prior to the shot. The foul is called against number 34, David Dreyer. That's his 3rd and the team's 5th.
There's a lot of little subtleties within this style. So now West Orange actually slowing the ball down a little bit here. but still going to take a shot here well before the clock runs out. Oh, couldn't quite get it there. That would have certainly been a huge bonus.
And that takes us to the end of the third period. It's a new ball game, and it's headed to be a photo finish. 54-54 is your score with 8 minutes left in the ball game.
How long do they have between quarters? 1 minute.
1 minute.
And we'll take this opportunity to thank a few more of our partners who helped to make the Metro versus Florida Challenge possible, including Elevate Orlando, a civic nonprofit that helps students to grow in strength of character and application of essential life skills. They are partnered with 14 Orange County Public Schools to elevate their curriculum as an accredited elective course. They have a 98% graduation rate with 96% post-secondary placement. Join the more than 1,500 students benefiting from the services of Elevate Orlando. We also want to thank our friends at 1520 WBZW, your hometown station, proud supporters of Apopka Athletics. They are not here with us today because they are on the other side of campus getting ready to broadcast the state semifinal football game. And finally, we want to thank Commissioner Kyle Becker for his support of Apopka High School and the Metro versus Florida Challenge. Coming up next, we'll have game number 13. If you can believe it, we've already gotten that far. In the Metro versus Florida Challenge, it'll be Olympia versus Bartow coming up next here at Joe Sterling Gymnasium. That one's scheduled to start at 5:30. Yeah, but between quarters, it's the same as it's a full timeout, except it's not charged to anybody.
Okay.
Last 8 minutes underway. New ball game. I think this is not the first game we've seen here at the Metro versus Florida Challenge that has started the fourth quarter this way.
Of course, I think back yesterday, Seminole versus Lake Nona.
Foul's called against number 2, Milton Smith. That's his third personal foul. And the team's sixth. The basket by Garrison Smith is good. He's at the line shooting for the three-point play.
So if you remember at halftime, Mark, Auburndale was actually up by a deuce, and they trailed for most of this third quarter. Started with the 9-0 run by West Orange, and you can look at the field goal percentage. Not a great difference, but just enough. Auburndale dropping from 45 to 41%. They're currently 19 of 46. West Orange went up a little bit, 46 to 49, currently at 20 of 41. So Auburndale has an advantage in the rebounds, 30 to 25. And turnovers are deadlocked at 13 all, only a 1-point differential in free throws.
Foul is called against number 10, Jalen DeBose, his fourth, the team's third. Zaylen Perry will shoot 2.
That differential being West Orange sinking 11 of 18 attempts, Auburndale 10 of 17. So one more attempt by West Orange, and they certainly took advantage of it. And again, Mark, since you brought up the football team, they are going for their 4th state championship. Of course, as you mentioned, it's the state semifinal, so they're 2 victories away. Jeff Rosen has taken over the team this year and hasn't missed a beat.
Open shot, not there. Fast break.
And of course, Apopka is the host school for this Metro versus Florida Challenge. Originally started over at Wekiva High School. At the time, Coach Williams was the coach of Wekiva. He moved on up about 5 miles northwest here to Apopka and brought this event with him.
Foul called against number 4, Wayne Hewitt. That's his second personal foul, the team's 7th, and it will put the Warriors into bonus. At the line shooting 1-1, Mike McCalister. Well, Neil, we were talking about how few fouls there were in this half.
And now we're up to 7 there on Auburndale's side. Again, entering this quarter, West Orange did have a 1 free throw attempt advantage, 18-17. Of course, now that they're in the bonus, that's going to probably go up.
Push is called against Mike McCalister on the rebound. It's his third, the team's fourth. Bloodhounds ball at their own baseline.
And both teams have played man-to-man defense. They vary between full court and half court throughout this game. And wow, look at this, Mark. We actually had like a 3-second held onto the ball there.
That'll go out of bounds off the Bloodhounds.
Dorian Allen taking the shot there. And again, if you just tuned in, he is a hack and slash player. Likes to drive through that lane. Uses the dribble, a lot of jukes, and hangs in the air. Very reminiscent of 1970s style.
Nice block there by McCalister.
Incredible
going the other way.
Seen incredible athleticism on both teams in a wide range of and diversity of the skill set. One thing we can say, and you can tell by the score, these teams are not afraid to put that ball up. Ooh, could have been a kickball there. Refs let it slide though. And both these teams have cooled off here at the beginning of the fourth quarter here.
Foul's called against number 2, Milton Smith. That'll be his 4th personal foul. The team's 8th. It will have Garrison Smith at the line shooting 1-on-1 bonus when we come back from the timeouts. 30-second timeout is requested by and granted to the Warriors.
So,
2 for 2 at the line for McCalister.
And McCalister now up to 16 points. Is that a turnover?
Offensive push is called against number 5, Cam Laguerre. That's his 4th personal foul, the team's 9th.
Again, only the 2nd turnover of this quarter and the 15th of the game for Auburndale.
Strike that. The foul is called as a defensive push against number 5, Garrison Smith, his 3rd, the team's 5th.
Okay, and so like you, Mark, I have to change my previous stats. So Auburndale remains with 1 turnover in this quarter and 14 for the game.
Cam Laguerre is fouled on the putback attempt. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. Foul is called against number 15, Mike McCalister. That's his 4th personal foul and the team's 6th.
So again, 12 of 19 from the line for Auburndale.
Checking into the game for West Orange, number 22, Jaden Gibson.
And Laguerre now with 9 points, 3 of 5 from the line. He's 3 of 10 from the field. So again, not really productive as far as efficiency, but he's getting his team into positions to score. And there you see it again, some great rebounding. Both these teams have probably had the most hustle.
Zaylin Perry is fouled on the putback attempt. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. The foul is called against number 22. Jaden Gibson, his 2nd personal foul, and the team's 7th.
And both teams are now in the bonus. We will be shooting free throws the rest of the way. So as you mentioned, Zaylin Perry at the line mark. He now has 9 points. 3 of 4 from the field, 2 of 3 at the line. And of course, as we mentioned at the beginning of the game, Laguerre and Allen are the 2 big guns, the faces of Auburndale. Both are Polk Prep All-County honorable mentions. But Perry has certainly been a great compliment with those 8 points. And again, 3 of 4 from the field, so extremely efficient.
DeBose in for the Warriors.
So the strength of that complement performance is the efficiency. Wow, some more great hustle there. And again, remember, you don't get the turnover on every single play, but it certainly puts a seed, a thought in the back of the opposite players' minds. You have to always be conscious of not only the opponent running to the ball and keep constantly moving, but the hands constantly moving. Both teams man-to-man throughout this game has not changed. A lot of rotation from the perimeter and drives in like that.
Blake Stillwell right up the paint for 2.
And both these teams, as we approach the midway point of the 4th quarter, have done an excellent job of picking their spots as far as when to drive and when to play perimeter.
Offensive charge is called against Zaylin Perry. That was taken by Jack Main. And that is Perry's 3rd personal foul. No bonus shots on offensive fouls, but it turns the ball over to the Warriors. Checking in for the Warriors, number 3, Jonas Polynice.
So we have a stoppage here to wipe up some sweat off the floor. A 7-4 score here in favor of West Orange through the first half of the 4th quarter. It was 54-54 at the end of 3 quarters. So again, both of these teams have shot around in the low to mid 40% range throughout the game. Nothing spectacular, but the defenses have had a lot to do with that.
Yeah, Neil, it's been a very defensive contest, and it's heated up a little bit here in the 4th quarter. We've seen the fouls skyrocket as the players start to feel that pressure to be a little more aggressive, pushing a little harder into the key.
Yeah, if there's such a thing as being more aggressive than they were during the first 3 quarters.
You got a turnover here by West Orange, and that gives Auburndale a chance to catch up.
Yeah, and again, you mentioned a very defensive-oriented game. I realize we're looking at 119 points on the board, but it's been really defense and the fact that the offenses have had to earn every last point that they put on there. They've had to do a lot more effort and energy expenditure in order to get their baskets. We've seen a lot of drives through the middle by Dorian Allen.
Garrison Smith punches in for 2.
And a lot of those type of drives, those are the type of drives that Dorian Allen has performed all day. And just watching that, you can see how much energy is expended, the constant stop and go and shifting of the mid-body. There's another one. So again, that was a very tough rebound. Had to go up and hang in the air there for a couple of seconds. And then when
traveling Bloodhounds ball, checking into the game for West Orange. Number 10, Jalen DeBose. And number 15, Mike McCalister.
So again, there's what we're talking about with the defense. A lot of movement, a lot of action, not just the players dribbling the ball, but good passing. And you can see how difficult it is, though, to be able to get inside and get an open look, a high percentage shot. So also going back to that previous play when Stillwell came down with the rebound, not only did he have to hang in the air for a couple seconds as we got a great spin move, but Stillwell also had to come down and fight off 3 defensive players.
A 3-point play. The foul is called against Jaden Gibson, his 3rd, the team's 8th. Checking into the game for the Bloodhounds, number 4, Wayne Hewitt.
So Dorian Allen with 14 points. He's only 6 of 16 at the line. Again, to emphasize, even though we have 123 points on the board, every one of those points that have been earned, such a tremendous expenditure of energy and effort, only 6 of 16 from the line, and now he's 1 of 7, 6 of 16 from the floor, and now 1 of 7 from the free throw line. And again, another turnover.
Foul is called against number 11, Jack Main. That's his 2nd personal foul. Team's 9th at the line shooting for the Bloodhounds, Dorian Allen.
So once again, since Allen's back at the line, only 1 of 7 from the free throws. And again, players might not tell you this, but coaches often lament about how you miss free throws when you get tired. Also, real quick, Mark, FHSAA's made some changes. They've gone from 9 to 7 classifications. We've talked about it throughout the course of this event. But real quickly, what that means is the format for the playoffs changed. You have 4 districts in each region. Each of the 4 district champions still get a berth into the FHSAA postseason tournament. However, 4 through 8 is now a wild card nature, and it's determined by a point system overseen by Max Preps, and strength of schedule is a primary component. So the winner of this game will certainly take a big step towards earning those points that needed to get into the playoffs. Both these teams are on course and look good enough to win 20 games this season.
And a dangerous situation there as DeBose nearly loses the ball, but manages to keep it under control. A little help from his friends. And we'll pause for a timeout.
So again, keep in mind, both teams play man-to-man throughout this game.
Full timeout requested by the Warriors. We'll be back in a moment. Welcome back to Joe Sterling Gymnasium. Last buck 33 with a 1-point ball game. The Warriors on top here.
We've seen a great game here, Mark. Back and forth and constant action up and down, just like that.
Nice block by Holton, but then we're going to get a turnover at the other end. Foul is called against number 15, Mike McCalister. That's his 5th personal foul, and he'll retire from the game with 14 points, 12 rebounds, and a double-double for the West Orange Warriors.
So, Mark, obvious repercussions when one of your leading scorers goes out. But again, in a game like this, with points being so hard to come by, I know I've mentioned we got 125 points on the board, but they have been very difficult points to come by. You have to have a couple of options. So again, in this fourth quarter, we saw the intensity already being at a high level has gone up even higher. Turnovers were actually 13 for both, which I commented is quite impressive. We, though, have 7 for West Orange and 5 in this quarter for Auburndale. We're under a minute now.
Wayne Hewitt on the pass from Dorian Allen.
And now Allen, who's been putting up the score all day and dominating that paint with his dribble drives and hanging in the air, goes to the passing game.
Yeah, and he took a step, but I'm going to give Allen an assist for that anyway because he deserves one.
Meanwhile, West Orange obviously needs to score here, coming down to the last 20 seconds. Oh, can't get it. A strong rebound by Allen. And Allen immediately gets out in transition.
Yeah, now all of a sudden it's gone from being a Warriors advantage to a Bloodhounds advantage just like that. Foul is called against number 10, Jalen DeBose. That is his 5th personal foul. And he'll retire from the game with 17 points and 2 rebounds for the Warriors.
Yeah,
it sends Dorian Allen to the line to shoot for the Bloodhounds. Checking in for him will be number 3, Jonas Polynice.
So as you mentioned, Mark, it's gone from a West Orange advantage to a Auburndale advantage, and it's going even a little bit further, deeper. They just lost, West Orange just lost their 2 leading scorers.
Garrison Smith is the only player left in the game in double figures.
For West Orange. And I also wanted to point out, Allen did a smart move by immediately getting the ball into transition. That's your strength of Auburndale, and you can see the result was good things happening in the form of a free throw.
Full timeout is requested by the Warriors. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we've got more, much more basketball action coming your way. If you are here for our next game, Olympia versus Bartow, that's coming up next. That is scheduled for a 5:30 start. Looks like we're going to be okay for that as long as we don't have the O word come up in this game. Again, that's a 5:30 start, Olympia versus Bartow, game number 13 coming up next.
So another second was put back on the clock, 15. And by the way, Dorian Allen has 17 points here, 17 hard-fought points. Confusion on the court, Mark.
Prior to the traveling call, 30-second timeout is taken by Auburndale. And so that leaves us with West Orange having no timeouts remaining and the Bloodhounds having 2 full timeouts remaining. Both teams into double bonus. Neither team has any fouls to give. All future fouls will result, or at least all defensive fouls, will result in 2 shots. Leading scorers as we head into the last 5.4 seconds, Dorian Allen with 17, Zaylen Perry with 10 for Auburndale. For West Orange, Jalen DeBose had 17 and Mike McCalister had 14 before fouling out. Garrison Smith has 11 points and 5 rebounds as he is still in the game. And it'll be Bloodhounds ball with 5.4 seconds left. So Neil, there's your game reset. We'll synchronize the clock on our scoreboard with the clock, the scoreboard that's official on the wall. 5.4 is the correct number. Auburndale has the ball at the baseline.
And gotta get fouled right away.
Yes, indeed they do.
And to be honest, there was about...
ladies and gentlemen, there is a wireless delay between the controller and the board. The controller at the score table has the correct time on it. Sometimes if the wireless signal gets interrupted, the board will continue to run, but it will automatically resync as soon as the connection is restored. So there's no need to worry about that.
Don't worry about that. Get 3 seconds on the clock.
That's where it was. Oh, drop it
Is
down.
that where it was?
Yeah,
Okay, there we go.
Cameron Laguerre is at the line shooting 2 after the foul is called on Jack Main.
So Laguerre with 9 points. Make that 10. The Polk Preps All-County Honorable Mention. Most important free throws of the night here. If he does make this one, this game is over in favor of Auburndale. Only 5 of 12. 3 of 4, 7. So he misses. Opportunity for West Orange. Need about another half a second, Mark.
That's the end of the ball game, and boy, another photo finish. We've had a few of those here at the Metro versus Florida Challenge, and this game certainly did not disappoint. 66-63 is the final score in game number 12, and what a great ball game. Ladies and gentlemen, we thank you so much for coming out and spending part of your holiday weekend with us here at Apopka High School or on our Metro versus Florida Challenge channel on YouTube. To support your Bloodhound and Warrior athletes, those of you in the arena don't go anywhere except the concession stand. Those of you watching online, we'll see you in about 18 minutes as we get ready for game number 13 coming up of the Metro versus Florida Challenge. Olympia versus Bartow is next. Those of you watching online, don't forget that each game is on its own separate live stream. We'll see you in about 18 minutes. Call it 17 now.